Hi, today I want to talk about the most powerful technique of weight loss. Why I say this is the most powerful technique is mainly coming from my personal experience, and I will describe my personal experience later. But I also, if you look at the media, you can see there are many so-called secret way of weight loss, such as exercising for 2 hours per day or having a certain type of nutrition style, like you only eat meat and vegetables, but not any but not any other stuff. And today, the most powerful technique of weight loss is not about exercising or not about nutrition style or whatever. It is very simple. It is just it is just about spending less on food every day and specifically limiting the amount of money you spend on food every day or every month or every week, depending on how frequently you buy stuff from groceries or order food from McDonald's or order food from DoorDash or Uber Eats. By doing that consistently, that means by limiting the amount of money you spend on food uh, every day consistently, you will observe um, very you will observe obs, um, a noticeable weight loss for in at least a month or 2 months. The inspiration why I come up with this idea is is coming from my my personal experience of fasting. I have been practicing fasting for a while. Uh, Before I limit the amount of money on food every day, I the fasting does not make any difference to me because I keep lose track of the amount of food that I eat, I consume, and I also sometimes do not have the motivation to fast because I can order food from DoorDash, for example, at the middle of the night. Now I have been limiting the amount of money of for me it would be $11 per day. So I can only maximally spend about $11 per day. And why it is 11 is that for DoorDash, I need to have $10 for free delivery. But so the other $1 would add up to my weekly grocery purchase. But anyway, $11 is for me, but it can be $15 for you or $20 for you. And I would also just suggest you to have a higher bar at the beginning for like $20. And by doing that for almost 2 months, I limit myself to at most 2 meals per day, usually one DoorDash meal and one very light dinner at night, and then I go to sleep. So the fasting I go to fasting technique I go to is not about 18 or 6, 18 plus 6. That means uh, eat for you eat in the period of 6 hours and do not eat other than drinking water for 18 hours. I am just going for 15 plus 9. That means I eat for 9 hours and do not eat for 15 hours. And in the middle of the 15 hours, I go for sleeping for around 9 hours also. And I also drink coffee as well. By doing so, for almost 2 months, by limiting the amount of money uh, for every day, for $11 for 2 months, I do see a quite significant weight loss on myself that corresponds to around 25 pounds. Before that, I was like 195 pounds to 200 pounds, and I was overweight. And I was also seeing a dietitian back then, and still seeing her now. And for 2 months, I drank myself down to 170 pounds, and that would correspond to a healthy body weight. Still a little bit overweight though, but I'm quite satisfied right now, and I still go for fasting in the future. I will also still go for fasting in the future. There's another reason why I go for that is that if you look at people in Africa, for example, you don't really see a lot of overweight people there. Most of the people there are skinny. Why that is that because it's just because of poverty, and poverty forced them to be skinny. And and I would also like to have that kind of monetary motivation as well, but just on food. Of course, I don't want to be a poor guy myself, but if you force yourself to be poor in a sense, in the area of food consumption, um, it would be a pretty good motivation, a monetary motivation to practice fasting, or to have the to be skinny, to be skinny. As to whether that is healthy or not, I don't know, but I do want to see some kind of weight loss myself, because I was overweight, and that would cause a lot of health problems like heart disease and cancer. And I myself right now is quite satisfied on my body by practicing fasting. Although I do have some side effects, like waking up in the middle of my sleep at night, and because I sometimes are too hungry, and I sometimes have to wake up. My body tells me to wake up and get food, but because of the money constraint I imposed on myself, I can't order food um, in the middle of the night, and that would force myself to not do that. And if you consistently do that for like 2 months, that would become a habit, and you don't really feel bad about doing that. And of course, that is for me. The $11 is for me. And if you're a very rich person, then probably you don't have the desire to do so, because money probably don't correspond to the amount of food you eat, but to the quality of food you eat. For example, if you're a rich guy, then you probably dine out in very spicy, very pricey restaurant, and a high end restaurant, then that will probably correspond to $50 per meal. Then then probably you will limit yourself to $50 of food per day, or $500 of food per week, depending on your habit, depending on your habit and how rich you are, right? Okay, so that's the end of my talk. Um, and the powerful, again, the most powerful secret, the most powerful technique on weight loss is simply just limiting the amount on food, limiting the amount of money you spend on food.